I always had a passion for dark music, so metal kind of fits under that umbrella, I guess. So anything kind of emotive or aggressive or, you know, has a lot of energy, I've always had a passion for that. I really love orchestral arrangement in heavy metal, so bands like Flesh God Apocalypse, Arcturus, Septic Flesh, they're all bands that use a lot of orchestral arrangement within, you know, the metal style, I guess. So anything that's, you know, kind of got that operatic or, you know, orchestral feel mixed with heavy metal, that's just absolutely my cup of tea. I like a lot of different styles of metal and things, but that's always been, you know, it's right up my alley, I guess. I'm not going to lie and say that I've never experienced any kind of like sexism in the metal scene, because of course I have. But in the same token, I really feel like the punters, they just like music at the end of the day. So like if you fit the genre, you fit the genre, and if you know, with heavy metal particularly, like people want it to sound aggressive and they expect it to be a certain way, and if you can provide that as a woman, then you don't get treated any differently. And me and in the burial, I actually don't. I get a lot of you know, praise for what I do. Like a lot of the other bands, like, they have a lot of respect for us. There's a lot of prejudgment, I'm not going to lie, particularly like when I joined in the burial, they had like 4 or 5 male singers prior to me. So when I joined and there were, you know, photos came out and people were very confused. They were a bit like, oh, what's going on here? Like, what's going on with that band? What are they going to sound like? Are they going to, you know, turn into this different style of band? But then when they heard that I didn't sound really any different to the male guttural vocalists they've had, people were like, oh, phew, it's okay, she's acceptable, you know. So I think if you fit the style, I really don't think you're going to get a lot of judgment. But like I said, there's a lot of prejudgment in there for sure. You do sometimes get a little bit of it with, say, like the metal purists and things like that. When they hear you have a female member, I've had people that have literally changed their mind about liking my band when they hear that there's a female singer, because sometimes they think I'm male. So that's always a bit strange, but they're a minority, so, you know, we don't worry too much about that. The metal scene is very community, I find. People are very connected, people are very passionate about it as well. It's one style of music that I find people are very protective of, and they you know, are just super passionate about it. So, you know, people still buy CDs, they'll support the bands, you know, they just love being a part of that community. People who don't know what to expect when they go to a metal show, they're usually quite surprised. And they usually find that the people just love what they do and they're just about having fun. I had just left my band and they'd lost their singer, and they kind of asked me again, and I said, oh yeah, okay, we'll give it a go. I didn't know how it would go though, because the band that I was in was about 50% clean vocals and 50% guttural vocals. So them at the time, they were a tech death band, and so, you know, they wanted someone to just do all guttural vocals, and I was like, whew. So in my mind, I thought, well, maybe it might be a temporary thing. They had a couple of big shows coming up, and so, you know, I was kind of played it one day at a time and went, okay, I'll do these couple of shows. It took me, I think, about 3 months to kind of get my pitch to the level it needed to be to sound like their male vocalist. Basically, Mark writes all of the music. I write all of the, like, do all the vocal arrangement and write all the lyrics. So I find inspiration for writing through lots of different things. Like, I've always been somewhat of a questioner, you know, want to know everything, want to know how everything works. And so I'm really into like physics and even metaphysics, you know, spirituality, you know, psychology, all of those sorts of things. So I write about a lot of kind of abstract concepts and theories. So I guess that's where, you know, most of the lyrical things come from, and you can certainly hear it in our new album. Like, I like to write things from lots of different perspectives, and I'm a little bit cryptic with the writing, so people can have their own interpretation of what they think the song might be about. I think when you write, it has to be coming from like a different place, like within yourself, seriously, because if you're trying to sound like something or a band that you listen to. You just can't emulate someone else's stuff. It has to kind of come from the heart. I love performing fast songs live. The more aggressive, the better, because just the feel of it, the adrenaline behind it is just super fun. Like the crowd interaction when you're doing songs like that is so exciting. Like people just get so into it. But I've got some unusual things, like, you know, if you're shamelessly self-promoting and you're wearing your own band shirt, I've had people sort of say to me like, oh, those guys are really cool, have you seen them? And you're like, maybe. So that's always odd. And there's a couple of websites where I'm actually listed, my gender's listed as male as well, because I guess the way I sound, and maybe they don't read the CD credits. So that's always I don't know, maybe the joke's on me. Maybe that's you know, pre-planned, I don't know.